Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another developer update livestream. This is gonna be slightly different than the previous one, and I'm here with the lovely Rick, our senior community manager. Hey Rick, how are you today?
Hey everybody, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. It's good to be here today. We have, like you said, something a little bit different. A nice stream for you today, but it's not going to follow the usual pattern that we do.
Yes, so basically it's our community team here, so representing our community team. Obviously we have more members, and obviously devs are helping us as well, but we'll be the main people today talking you through all the cool stuff coming to Hunt. And since you guys all seen this cool new trailer, we have been teasing you on social media for a few weeks now or days. This is called The Beauty of Hunt, and it's just an awesome little trailer showing off the beauty of Hunt. So let us know, what do you find beautiful of Hunt in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you liked it, and the song as well. It was really cool. I think Rick couldn't hear it because I was streaming it to him.
No, it's fine. I unmuted, so because I've seen it already, of course, but I wanted to watch it along with everybody else. And yeah, still is blown away. You know, huge shout out to our creative service team for creating that again. I mean, their work has just been phenomenal over the last few years, as I'm sure everyone will agree. So you know, huge shout out to you guys, and yeah, we'll have it up a bit later on today as well, so that you can all have a look at it again and listen to that song on repeat.
Yeah,
because why wouldn't you?
Exactly. So make sure to check back on our socials after the stream, and you'll be able to see it again in glorious 4K. So no lower quality. Except if you're on Twitter, because then it's lower, but on YouTube and Facebook you can watch it in full resolution. But
exactly,
we shouldn't take more time up talking, and
no, we should get down into it.
Exactly. So yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, today we'll have a developer update stream, and this will be slightly different because we're gonna look slightly into the future, on the near future, on what's coming to Hunt. And
yeah, so normally, like with the dev streams, we normally have them very patch focused. You know, we kind of go into in depth on specific details of every patch that we release, and we're kind of thinking maybe something to do do something a little bit different this year. And we want to try and do dev streams that are a bit more focused on the actual development process with Hunt and what's actually coming for the rest of this year. So this is going to be the first in a series of these streams. Right at this point in time, we're just going to give you guys an overview of what's going to be coming like over the next 6 months. Just some highlights, not every little thing, but just a couple of things that you guys can kind of look forward to. And then as we get closer to these new things coming out, we'll have other developer live streams that will go in depth with the departments that actually created them. So like I said, we want to do a bit more of a focus on the development aspect of things, keep you guys a little bit more in the loop, be a lot more transparent with what's going on. And so this time around, like we said, we're just going to go into updates as to what you guys can expect. So it's just us for today. So all the devs can relax. Dennis can take it easy for the evening. And for somebody who said somebody wants Dennis proof of life, he is alive. He's just very, very busy. So, but yeah. So yeah, with that, I guess we can kind of get on to it and kind of get into
the last
some of the
thing I wanted
updates.
to add to what Rick said is, as you guys know, we already promised that we'll have a blog and video released on this topic, basically, which will happen. It's already in the works. It will come actually very soon, but we also wanted to do a stream to talk to you guys even earlier than that, because I know you guys have been waiting for that. So here we go. And yes, I just wanted to outline what we gonna be talking about today, the topics at least. So obviously update 1.8 right now on the test servers. We'll go through the highlights of the update. Then we'll have a very important topic related to the service side work of Hunt that we've been working on. An upcoming event we will briefly mention. We cannot give out all the details just yet, but yeah, just to talk to you guys about it a bit. The early plans for our Q2 of this year, and also with that the midterm highlights. So end of Q2 as well as early Q3 a bit. So you guys will get info on a lot of things this stream. These are just highlights, as Rick mentioned, not like every single thing we are releasing, but we wanted to keep you guys in the loop more and let you know what is coming to the game.
Yeah, we're still working on the more detailed plans of what's going to be coming from update to update, but we at least wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight as to what is actually coming up ahead for the next few months. Correct. So I think the first thing is update 1.8. So, Bence, you mentioned it's already on the test server. So, everybody, get on the test server. This test is very, very important to us for a couple of reasons. Okay, so first off, as you can see, we're doing a bit of focus on the service improvements. So this is coming down to like client side and server side fixes. We basically we understand that there's a lot going on. There's people have been having problems since update 1.7. So we're basically, the next couple of months, we're going to be laying the groundwork for the future. So with this update and 1.8 in particular, we've added two things from both, I won't say two things, but we've a couple of things both from the server side and the client side that is hopefully going to help improve the performance for some of you.
Yeah,
now,
and just wanted to say that we'll go into detail on both of those in a bit, but first we just wanted to highlight that this patch, obviously we still have a lot of cool stuff in it, but it is more focused on the service side as well compared to the usual 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 updates. So
normally our big updates, the 1 point whatever, they normally are very content driven updates, and this time around we really felt that we needed to put a focus on the actual service side of things. So that's why you'll notice you notice that most of this is just around the server and client side improvements.
Yeah, and in a few slides we'll come back to these in more detail, but first we wanted to show you all the other stuff in the update, because this is a bigger topic, so we will have some separate slides for both the service side and the client side changes as well. So it's a big topic, I think, Rick.
Yes. So one big point of and it was something I saw pop up a lot in the chat while you guys were waiting for us to join. Cain changes. So you guys have been asking for this for quite a while, and believe me when I say we have heard your feedback. Okay. We understood, this is I think the second change we've actually made overall to Cain, because based on the feedback that you guys have given us. And we do understand that Cain was able to hide a little bit too well. So we are bringing some changes with 1.8, and the changes to Cain are currently on the test server. So if you want to go and see and give us feedback and make sure that it actually is working the way we want it to now, make sure you go and download the test server. But on top of this, we're also going to be keeping in mind what's happened with Cain when we're going forward with our new skins. And on top of that as well, we're also looking at some of the previous skins to see if there is anything that we can do in the same regard, if there are any that have anything similar. We'll get to the pictures in a second. And yeah, so that is the main point. We we have listened to your feedback. So thank you very much for being vocal about things like this. This helps us a lot. The more we hear from you, the better we can act on stuff. So we have. Sorry it has taken so long, but these things do take a little bit of time. But yeah, again, make sure you go on the test servers. It is there now, so please go on, download it. It is a full download, keep that in mind, but it's very important that you guys test it out first.
Yeah, and since everyone has been asking for pictures, of course we have some pictures for you.
Yeah,
so
come on.
Let's just take a look. So this will be the before the changes, Cain, that you are all familiar with. So if you can even see him on the screen, but
yep.
And then
where is he gone? Where is he gone?
Where is he? And then here is the new one. As you guys can see, it's quite a bit of change to him actually. So it's more of a skin colored, skin less dirt, so less blending into the environment. Also the white parts are a bit more highlighted. So I think overall you guys will be pretty happy with it, but as Rick mentioned, please also test it out on the test server, and if you have any more feedback, let us know how you feel about it.
Yes, definitely. It's and we have a guest with us here. So yeah, definitely. It's really, really important to us that we get your feedback on this. So by all means, make sure. The main thing from the art design side of it was that we wanted to ensure that Cain didn't blend in with the environment as well, but obviously still not take too much from the aesthetic that he has. So like Benson mentioned, you can see the skin tone is kind of adjusted. It's a lot more skin-like, less dirt. So yeah. We think it's a really good step. Our art team are happy with it, So get in there, check it out, let us know.
Yeah, and I actually have an example in game as well, because obviously the time of days matter a lot and how the light reflects on the hunters. So here you can see it in, I think it's the neutral time of day, where, oh, he has a creepy face. But yeah,
He
so
does.
on the left side you can see how it is in 1.8 after the changes and how it was before. So yeah, again, you can see way more skin, the white parts are more highlighted. And he's just more visible overall. So I think, me personally, I'm very happy with the changes. But yeah. Let us know how you guys feel as well.
Again, the best thing to do is go and actually check it out. You test it out with your friends, or you know, even against enemies. Up on the test server, you should be able to access it. So that is the best way for us to know if this is different. So yes, please jump on the test server. Download it now while you're watching us.
And actually, this is not the only change related to characters we have in this update. I think we mentioned late last year on social media that we are in the process of reworking a lot of old legendary hunters in the first person camera view, so what you see when you're playing as them. And with this update, they are here. So the older legendaries will be consistent with all the newer ones since then. And it's 13 hunters in total reworked with this update.
Wow, 13.
So Rick, here's the list for you.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, just to explain a little bit of what we've done here is that we wanted to, all of the newer hunters and anything in the last year or so, they've had very specific first-person views. So when you're holding the weapon, they have very specific hands, their arms, sleeves, and everything like that. They fit the character. So this is something that we have fixed on the 13 that are mentioned here. So Bone Doctor, Blackcoat, Larona's Hair, Mountain Man, Marshal Burr, Knight Acolyte, Night Seer, Researcher Ronan, Reverend, Red Shirt, Sheriff Harden, and the Rat. Can't believe I got all that without making a mistake.
That's great.
Yeah, so we have finished these off. So now these hunters previously had some different tier 3 arms and hands and everything like that. So yeah, we just, again, it's more of a, like I said, it's a consistency pass with the art team, the animations and everything like that. So this is something that we're bringing in. And I think we have a couple of things to show.
Yeah, we have 2 examples because we didn't want to reveal all. But also just a small note that also some of these hunters, like the hands and stuff, have been slightly reworked in third person as well. But those are more minor changes. So you may see that like the tattoo is different or something like that on a few hunters. But the biggest difference in first person when you are playing as them. And yes, as Rick mentioned, let's see an example with Blackcoat. So the first image, how he was before this update, or is right now on live. As you can see, his hand is basically just a tier 3 hunter hand. And and you can see his
cool
coat. Yeah, I mean,
know.
all the hunters are cool, but you can see his coat, and you wouldn't know that it's the black coat. But now,
there he is. So updated his tattoos. You can see the ring and even more tattoos on the fingers and the sleeve as well. So now you can actually tell it's the black coat.
Exactly. I think it's really cool, and it will give more immersion with playing as the legendary hunter as well for all the role-playing people out there. So
yes,
very cool.
So, next one, and the researcher. Yeah.
So again, this is the old one, and
so I think we've all seen those arms on somebody else before, anyway. So.
And a new one, so you can see his watch, his shirt, and everything. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more fitting to what you actually see, you know. So, you know, like, again, I do shout outs in this, you know, shout out to the art guys, the animation guys for getting all this sorted on the older hunters. You know, it's something that's popped up from time to time. But it makes things look that little bit better, you know. So huge shout out to those guys. So yeah, but guys, if you see the rest of them, they're all on test server. I'm gonna be saying that a lot this stream, just to warn you on heads up. So should get a command for, you know, test. Yes, it's on the test server right now. So, but yeah, so it's a really nice touch. And like we said, 13 more. So yeah, that's
13 in total. Yeah, so
13 in total.
more. Yeah.
Yes. Not 13 more. Apparently, I can't count either. So.
So yeah, just
yeah.
check them all out. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's actually a cool change overall. So yeah, let us know how you like these. But I can't imagine anyone saying they don't like these changes. So I'm really happy to see them as well.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Now let's see another thing that is basically finalizing a whole content pack in the game, which is the new tier 2 lobby animations.
Yep. So we previously have added the legendary, then some of the tier 1 and tier 3 lobby animations, and our art team and the guys have been working on it for quite a while, the animation team. So we've decided to finish it off. So we've added some new animations for the tier 2 hunters. So now it basically just finishes off the whole set completely. So the whole point of this is like we wanted to have the home screen just be a little bit more active, a little bit less static, that you're just looking at a page that nothing happens on, and we wanted to just spruce it up and give it a bit something interesting, you know. So that's what the animations were for as a whole, and yeah, we just wanted to finish it off. So we've added some new ones. You can go and check them out on the test server. And now it means that every hunter in the roster now has one of these animations. So we hope you like them.
Exactly, and we actually have a small video to show some of it off. The video will show the progression with same weapons from tier 1 to tier 3, and at the end, obviously, the signature moves for all the, not all, like some of the legendary hunters, because it's just a cool little video. But yeah, let's take a look together. Yeah, that was it. So as you guys could see, there's a cool little progression between tier 1 and tier 3 with all the weapons in game. So check them out. It's really cool to see how like the better hunters also like do cooler moves with the weapons, I think. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, it's really awesome. But yeah, so just look, we know it's a little thing. We know that some people probably aren't so bothered, but we think they're pretty cool. We think it does a lot for the lobby screen and the roster screen. So yeah, there they are.
Yeah, and again, let's just shout out our animation team because they did a great work on this. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll move into the next topic anyway. So as anyone who has actually checked out the test server, go play test server, or you know, maybe you've just had a quick look at the patch notes, you may have noticed a couple of new additions. So yeah, so there are 2 new weapons and 2 new variants coming, and we have them currently available on the test servers now. Who thought such a shocker that I said that, you know, who thought I was going to think that? So the thing with these weapons, we want to kind of be very, very clear on. They are not coming to live with 1.8. So yes, they are part of the test aspect of 1.8, but you are not going to see them come with the release of 1.8. We have other plans for the weapons. We're not going to go into details on it just yet. But we do need to test them before they are introduced. And that is why we've put them on the test server right now. We need to make sure that we get as many people on testing out these weapons so that we can get the required data we need to be able to ensure that we can balance these effectively before they come to the live servers. And as I said, they won't be available with 1.8 on live. So if you want to try them out now, best place to do it is on the test server.
Yeah, it's a lot of suspense around these. I didn't
Yeah.
even mention the names of them on the slide because go there and check it out for yourself. It's exciting, and they
Yeah.
will still come pretty soon, but not with 1.8.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
not with 1.8. And yeah, we are. I'm not going to lie. We are purposely not putting the names here because we want you to go and find out for yourselves. It's not. It's a clever ploy to try and get you to play the test server. But in general, no, we do. Like we said, we do actually need as many testers as we can on this time around. Just we need that input. We need that feedback. We need that data. So please, test server.
Yeah, so test. Make sure to test the weapons out and let us know how you like them. We really need all the feedback regarding these because obviously it's a big addition to the game, and we have to know how you guys like it.
I may have inadvertently started a drinking game with the whole every time I say test server, someone takes a shot, because if someone has done so far, they're probably dead. So,
Yeah,
just
that in
reading
like
through the
20
chat.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway, so
let's
yeah,
move
we'll
on
have,
from
we'll have before we move on, we'll have a more in-depth dive into those new weapons and new variants in another dev stream. So keep an eye out for that. But test server, yeah.
Test server. Yeah, that's 2 more shots. So with 1.8, we do have a lot of level changes. We collected a few bigger ones for you guys from 4 different compounds. And unfortunately, we did want to have a level designer on stream, but they got ill, unfortunately, this week.
Yes.
So
Shout out to Tom,
Yeah.
who's currently sick. Everyone wish Tom get well. We miss you, dude. And,
well, Tom.
sorry you couldn't be on to talk us through the awesomeness that your team has done. We will try and do our best to showcase it as best as we can. Obviously, we're definitely not going to be able to do as good a job as the level designers themselves. But again, get well, Tom. And please don't hate us. So...
Yeah, but we do have cool pictures to show you guys, and the
Yes.
changes are very nice, so I don't think there will be a problem. So let's start off with Reeves Quarry, which is the first area that had a smaller art pass overall. We added some more details to the whole area on the rocks and around them. We also removed some trees and
show
created
the
better
photo.
line of sight. Yeah, so this is the
There it
old
is.
one. Yeah, I just wanted to sum it up. So yeah,
Sorry.
this is how it was on live, and yeah, as I mentioned, in this example, we removed some trees, and yeah, it creates a better line of sight in that area with the little rocky part in the middle.
Nice for kids a bit more line of sight.
Yeah, there's the second example, which is also a similar change. So there's like this huge block of trees and a big rock in the middle. Now it has been slightly replaced with like a smaller.
Yeah, and what we got from level is that the removal of these trees is the removal of these trees is to give a better line of sight towards the boss building itself. So, yeah, this is for anyone that is interested in the reasoning behind it. So, go in, check it out, let us know what you think.
Yeah, it will probably give some options for other playstyles than you're used to on DeSalle. So just let us know how you like it as well. Yeah, so this is the main road, like the old version towards the supply wagon, and this is the new one. So the big change is on the right side of the image, which is...
Again, you get taken out a big chunk of the trees and kind of relying a little bit more on the rocks and that. So it's pretty clean, I have to say.
Yeah. And there also has been like smaller art passes. So if you guys look at the logs on the floor and the smaller S's, they have been updated in some cases as well.
Yeah.
And
obviously it's hard for still images to do it justice, so it's definitely something you guys want to go in and actually try out for yourselves.
Yeah, so here's another
one
example at the little river, or behind the river. I think this is like the same rock that we looked at before, but like from a back angle. So this way you can see the whole side of it.
Yeah. I think this will make a nice difference to the area, so, but everyone can go and check it out for themselves and see what they think.
Yeah, the second area that got bigger changes is lower DeSalle, so we are still on DeSalle. And here the main focus was also like an overall art pass, and also working on the train tracks to let's just read what they said, to make them fit visually better. And this is like a continuous work that they are still working in, and this is still in progress, so this will also change in the future. On the picture, what you see now is how currently it is. Obviously at the train part when you're entering lower DeSalle. And here you can more see some changes on the art style, like how the grass has been changed. The rock, obviously the big mountains, not big, but like the rocky side has been removed as well. And other smaller changes like the location of the lamp and...
Yeah, there's actually just a little bit of a rework, a touch up overall, you know?
Exactly. And so this is also basically the same area, but from a further angle when you're entering from the river side. Here you can see the changes again. So a bit more side from the DeSalle station overall, and less side from the train side actually. So it has been changed up a bit.
Yeah, it just feels a bit cleaner, really. Kind of the best way to describe it. It just cleans the area up a lot more.
Then the third image from this, obviously this again the train station, but from behind the train station, I suppose. So you can see that it has been changed a lot as well, actually. Like there's a new
card for cover.
Card.
You know,
exactly, new card, and also like a little fence on the side. So, and it just looks nicer in my opinion, to be honest. Like, so.
Yeah. Like I said, the level design guys would definitely be able to do these far more justice than we can, but we just wanted to make sure that we give you guys a little look at it for, you know, in case it sparks your interest in going to the test server and trying it out, you know.
Yeah, so these were the main highlights for DeSalle, but we have changes on the other maps too. First of all, Cypress Huts.
Before we go on, though, actually, Vince, if you don't mind, sorry, somebody mentioned something, and I just want to touch on it before we go any further. And I think, if I'm correct, somebody mentioned something about the spawn point at Moses, and if I'm correct, we did something with that spawn point. Bear with me for a second. Yes, so with the spawn point at Moses, we've actually made some improvements to it. So it's not been removed entirely, but we have made the spawn now closer to the rocks, so that the moment you start, you actually have initial cover from the get-go. So just for somebody who asked me about the spawn point Moses, that is just that is the answer for you. We have updated that with the WIS update. So yes.
Yes, Cypress Hut, not Cypress Hut. Sorry, that's my bad. We do have internal names for some compounds, and they are usually very similar to their real names, but that differ. So
admit it, you were listening to Cypress Hill, and that's what you were. That's where you wrote it.
Totally. It's totally not our internal name for Cypress.
Yeah.
But again, so this compound actually has seen a lot of changes, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so,
it's kind of in the notes. It's kind of classed as a little bit of a rework, in the sense of what we've done with it. I mean, honestly, out of all of the changes, this one is probably the very most obvious that you will notice. So,
yeah. So, again, just to phrase what level design passed on to us. Again, an overall artwork, rework slightly on the whole compound, and there was a big focus on creating more cover in the water area. Maybe it can go alongside the changes like you've seen at Scupper Lake. Obviously not to that extent, but let's just look at it. So, wow.
Yeah, that is no other word other than wow. That is a big change. So, I mean, as you can see, like a complete wall of cover, and the wall is quite high as well. So definitely, like, I mean, some significant changes and very well thought out ones, I feel, from the level of the team. Yeah. And then I think we can show the next one. Then.
Yeah, and just this one, the platform where you enter is also wider than it used to be. And and as Rick also already mentioned, there has been the the fence added on the south south and west side of the compound as well. And yeah, let's just take a look from different angles as well. So obviously this is the back side where the meathead usually walks around.
Yeah, where the meathead. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and you say a lot more cover. So this the carriage, instead of the planks of wood, the cage has been moved further up, so directly beneath that ladder. And yeah, just in general, just providing a lot more cleaner and better sight lines with the cover that's there, you know.
Yeah, the door cage has been moved forward slightly, and yeah, the art pass is actually very visible here. That like some of the assets are like better looking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We also have a third angle, so you guys can see the water area. So, pow.
Yeah. So again, another change. See the far off wall again. So provide an extra cover, a little entry point in there from there as well. I mean, that's it's a good point of entry, but it's also one you have to kind of be very careful of. I feel that's a very good place to get one tapped as soon as you walk into it. But yeah, it's overall some like really amazing changes, receding back the water a little bit as well in certain areas, just so that it's not just all over. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, the sniper tower is right in the back, and you basically had no cover from it when you walked through the water part. So now you have like a whole wall and like other like logs and such, where you can actually hide, and you don't necessarily have to die instantly out there. So
yeah,
I really love this.
That water is no longer like a death sentence if somebody's in that tower there, So that's really cool. Really, really cool work from the design team. I'm going to keep saying that repeatedly as we go through these images. There's a few more, but these guys they've done a great job. I really think you can see kind of the changes that have come with this update and with some of the previous updates is how the guys are evolving their style over time and how great it looks. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, so these are just the images from the crematorium side when you're coming from crematorium, so the back of the compound, I would say. And here you also have a bit more cover, basically, with the cart and some smaller changes as well. So at least when you get inside, you would want like... I think a problem with how it was before is when you were outside this fence, you basically had no cover from the second floor of the compound, but now you can actually break the line of sight here as well.
Yeah, it looks great. Just that extra bit of cover. It'll help a lot.
Yeah, and the last compound that got a lot of changes, actually. Rick said he thinks Cyprus was the biggest, but...
Actually, yeah, now that I realized that you showed me this earlier, and I'm like, hang on, no, maybe actually this is pretty huge as well. So before we go on, though, just to say, these are not the only changes. There are quite a lot across all of the maps, and that's something as well that is actually coming with this update. It's just a bit of a cleanup on a lot of the compounds and everything across all maps. So you'll notice these are not the only changes. There are some extra ones. We just kind of thought these were the coolest, the biggest ones that would be noticed, and some of you are not going to jump into the test server right away, but maybe showing you off the cool stuff might entice you to get into the test server a little bit. You never know.
And yeah, I mean, you'll definitely notice the changes here, I think so.
Big time. This is brilliant. When you showed me earlier, I was like jaw hitting floor kind of, this is insane, but it's really, really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah, so you're seeing one of the entrances into the compound underground, and well, it changed a bit.
just a smidge, just a smidge.
So yeah,
I mean, what the term "a picture says 1,000 words" comes to mind. I mean, it's a pretty significant change here.
Yeah, I'm just going back and forth between the before after because it's kind of mind blowing. Yeah.
So it is really, really awesome.
But yeah, basically for this compound, a lot of the entrances have been reworked, and actually there's a new entrance as well, which we'll show in a second. And because we actually had a lot of requests from the community for the entrances for this compound, because I think this was one of the hardest to properly like ambush.
To get into the underground section and to get into, you know, a fight where you aren't going to be ambushed very quickly, it was tough. So we wanted to open it up just a little bit more so that there's a bit more accessibility, both from a defense and an offensive point of view, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is another entrance you can see, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and
the light shaft is really cool.
Just opens it up a lot more, like significantly. So yeah, I mean, Chapel is going to be a very, very interesting compound to be running around now. People that are familiar with it, if you know it, if you've been playing for thousands of hours, like some of our streamers and partners, you're going to know this like the back of your hand. And this changes things up a bit, you know. So enjoy.
And you know, just to advertise the test server a bit more, go to the test server, try out the new compounds, and then you have an advantage over all those people that didn't test it out. So
yeah, and I mean, while you're there, you might as well just let us know how you feel about it, you know. So
yeah.
No, I mean, no, there's nothing about positive feedback only. If there's negative feedback, by all means, give it. By all means, we want all feedback. The only thing we ask is it's constructive and something we work with. That's it. Any positive, negative, doesn't matter.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm showing another entrance.
Yes, I saw.
Again, similar huge change. I think you are able to see the ladder where you can climb down from a building outside.
Ladder at the back there, yeah.
And yeah, just way more open and better sights overall.
For anyone just showing up, this is the Chapel of Madonna Noire compound. Yeah. So I mean, this looks a lot cleaner. I feel a lot nicer. The way it's laid out, the bricks and everything. It's just in general, it looks way better. You know.
Yeah, so I believe like a few updates ago, I can't remember which update it was exactly. We have added the building where you can enter the compound again with the ladder.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that area is what you've seen right now.
Where you come down into it, yeah.
And then these are just the internal area. There's the smaller changes here, but still very noticeable.
Yeah.
So
this is how it looks on live currently, and this is test.
Exactly. So the biggest change you will notice is the wall on the right side of the image, which was like an open little doorway, and now that is closed down. Then again, like another internal part of the compound. This is a bigger change. So the wall has been reduced. This
opens this place up so much. You know, I mean, I always found this really kind of the walls to be, you know, helpful to hide, but sometimes a little too helpful, you know. So we can see here it's clearly like opened it up in a big way. So it should, I feel it's going to make for some very, very interesting fights down there now.
Yeah, and this is basically again, same, but as you can see, it's more open, as Rick mentioned.
And the art pass on it as well. I mean, you see the attention to detail at the bottom of the ramp there and everything as well. It's just trying to polish it up, make things a bit cleaner and everything. So.
And yeah, again, this is the internals. Yeah, a lot more detail actually. Now that you mention it, like a lot more smaller rocks and little objects moved around. But there is actually okay. So sorry, there's one more entrance that you can see from a different angle. Now you can just see how it changed, completely.
It changes the whole thing. So it's going to be, I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun trying to relearn this compound.
Yeah, people asking which compound it is. It's Chapel. So Chapel of Madonna Noire.
Yeah.
And another entrance shot from the side.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice coffin there as well now. And as I see, there's like a little hole in the wall where you may be able to climb through.
Maybe. Do you know what? We'll ask the community to go on to test and try and find out. Let us know if you can crawl through that hole.
Oh, so this is the inside entrance. This, I would call this a main entrance, which is usually always trapped. So keep
the one inside the one inside the church itself. You know, exactly the one that's always trapped with as many concertina traps as you can find and bear traps.
And as you can see, There's a change there. Yeah.
A little bit opened up there, you know.
There seems to be a hole there as well. So. You know.
Again, I guess you guys are gonna have to go onto the test server and try and find out what's in there. So.
And this is just an art style change for the two entrances that you can see. So the little, I don't even know what you would call them, but
mausoleums, I believe.
Mausoleums, yeah. So they are like
so
larger now a bit, have some vegetation on top, and I think also look cooler, to be honest. Look more like a grave, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's what mausoleums are. They are graves.
Yeah.
So just fancy people graves. So.
And I think this is maybe the biggest change here.
Yep, definitely.
There's a new entrance.
There's a new thing. There's something new.
Yeah, so that's basically a completely new entrance, guys, to the compound.
Yeah.
I mentioned it a bit earlier already, but there you can see it, so you'll be able to go down there. Awesome. Even the wall changed, like the textures on the wall.
Yeah. Like, so this is one of the things. There's been a lot of what this update brings is like from the map side of things. Just brings an overall art pass and a clean up of everything. You know, it's just we just want to make stuff look better. So why not no better time to do it than now.
Okay, and again, test it out, let us know. And let's move on to this topic.
So, let's move on to this topic. So, the reason we're only going to be touching on this topic ever so slightly, similar to some other things throughout this stream. We don't want to give away too much. But the reason we're bringing this up is because when 1.8 goes to live, you guys might notice the size of the update will probably be a little bit big. And the main reason is that because the bulk of the actual event is going to be included in the update itself. So keep that in mind, that we wanted to give you just some brief highlights of what's coming, as well as let you know that we have a new event coming at the end of this month.
Exactly. So like the bulk of it is inside the update, but obviously you can't see it. So
it won't be accessible, and we have some things we have to touch up and everything like that. But a lot of it is ready, so we have it snuck in there with this update. But we wanted to let you know so that there's no kind of confusion as to why is this a big update. This is one of the reasons, on top of the map changes, on top of everything else that's coming with it. So, and so keep an eye on our socials. We're going to be start teasing it and everything relatively soon. Just best bet is follow up, like, subscribe, do all of those things, and you'll be the first to see some of the stuff that's coming up. And then as well, in a couple of weeks, we will have a dedicated event stream that I will be looking after, as Benza is taking a well-deserved holiday. And so we'll be back to talk through the event and probably go through a bit more of the lore side of things this time, because we have some interesting things coming up on that aspect with this event, and it's something I've already had a chance to read through some of, and it's very, very nice. So keep an eye out, guys. We're gonna have a lot of more information on it
very soon, actually. So
very, very soon. So so with that then.
Wait, just like because Rick mentioned social media, I want to talk to all the YouTube viewers right now. Make sure to subscribe, guys. We can see that you're watching but not subscribed to our channel. So, and everyone in Twitch as well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe,
thank you.
Like, follow, make sure you stay up to date, because not only are we going to be having more videos, more blogs, more dev streams, we're going to be doing like a hell of a lot this year. So make sure you follow us everywhere. You'll get all the latest information, and there's going to be quite a lot of it. That is for sure.
Exactly. And now I feel like these YouTubers, like, ring the bell, ding ding, subscribe, follow, upload the video for the algorithm. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, Ben, you kind of sounded it a little bit, but I'll leave you off because I want people to do it too. So
look, I'll take the cringe for a few subscribers.
I'm absolutely fine with that if you're okay with it. So
thank you, guys. Sorry for that interruption, but I had to say it.
So just before we continue, right? I just noticed, right? So our awesome North American community manager, Ari, has been making notes of some questions for us, right? And I'm just having a look at a couple of them, and I see that there's one that I will answer right now just because I can and it's quick and it's easy, but there's others we're actually going to address as we continue through the stream, which will be hopefully quite nice for some of you. So the first one I want to address is someone asked about the label clipping through the floor whenever you try to swap it. That is actually in the patch notes for 1.8 as a fix. So go and check it to let us know if it actually is fixed. It should be. So we just need you guys to test it out and make sure. So just wanted to say that before we continue with the next stuff, as we've got some more stuff to talk about.
Exactly. We'll just quickly go through these ones, which is there are some legendary content in this update. So we are adding a legendary Centennial, Winfield Centennial with like the scope
called the Old Testament, the
called
Centennial sniper. So
yeah. Old Testament, and it will cost 700 blood bonds. And here's the lore. I won't read it right now, unless Rick wants to read it with the perfect eye, because Rick kind of has that gritty, deep.
I'll give it a try.
If you can see it on the screen.
I can. So, in Holy Communion, Mary Burgess had her first taste of blood. In defense of her convent, her second, and in the bayou, her third, where she disgraced and excommunicated, dedicated her righteous fury to spilling the unholy blood of the corrupted, in hopes of fighting her way back to the light. Not perfect, but
sounded good. Yeah.
Sounds all right. So.
Yeah, so awesome legendary for the Centennial. Here's one more image of it, and we actually have just a quick little video as well to see how it looks.
Called on the devil, and I called on the divine. I'm gonna bring my sins to close. Down was the rabbit in the line. Called on
I'll let it go once more so you guys can see it.
and I called on
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my sins to close. Down was the rabbit in the line.
Yeah, so that was the Old Testament. New song. It is in the second album of the Sinner. It's called the Sinner Songbook, and the second album of Port Sulphur Band. But this version is not on the album. But the song is called Rabbit in the Mine, so it's the version of that basically. So check the album out. It's really cool, by the way.
So let's go on to the next one.
So we do have a new quad derringer, which is a tool called Revelation for 400 blood bonds. And Rick, I'll give you the honors again.
Wait, that's a different. That wheel this.
Oh, I think I may.
Did you put the wrong? You put the wrong things on the weapons.
I think I exchanged the two a bit. Okay, wait. Val, you can't read that again.
No, we can't do that. No.
Okay, now you read the Centennial.
So we wield this Winfield M1876 Centennial sniper with the wrath of the Old Testament God. And the bayou will be washed clean of sin and corruption with the blood spilled by your hand. Yes, clearly this beautiful, compact-looking Winfield Centennial sniper. Well done, Benz. Well done.
The Derringer got a small buff. This update with.
Look, it wouldn't be a Hunt dev stream if we didn't have a mess up like this. Seriously, you guys. This is. We should have expected this. So.
I'm glad you noticed that. Imagine if you. Sadly, the name is. If it didn't say Winfield Centennial, you wouldn't have known.
Look, maybe you never know. But anyway, either way, it's the quad Devager Revelation. So it's for 400 blood bonds. So it's yeah.
Yeah, let's take a video of this
funny.
one.
Oh, sinner, have you washed in the blood? Oh, sinner, have you washed in the blood?
Once more again, sorry.
Have you washed in the blood? Oh, sinner, have you washed in the blood?
Yeah.
Such a beautiful Centennial sniper,
I agree.
It's awesome. But anyway, I think do we have something else? I believe.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. Oh,
Hail Mary, new legendary hunter for blood
Yes.
bonds, for 900 blood bonds.
yes. So this is the Mary Burgess that we. There's the thing. I already read that one. So yeah. Anyway, I don't think this is a need to read it again. But as you can see, Hail Mary, Mary Burgess joins the recruit for the legendary hunters in the Bayou. So she's
Yeah.
a badass nun.
Here's a very detailed image of her as well, so you guys can see it well.
Yeah.
Lawless sister, who knows, you know? You read the lore, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's some lore there, so definitely go and check it out on the test server.
Yeah, and one more thing to mention, guys, that we will have a bundle for all these legendaries that are coming with update 1.8. So you'll be able to get the hunter and two sentinel sniper. Okay, no, just joking. The sentinel sniper and the derringer for 20% less, so 1,600 blood bond in total. So check that out when you guys are in the store if you want it, obviously.
And when it hits live.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how it works on the test server, but
Yep.
you don't have to check that out on the
I
test server. That's one thing.
I believe you can still get it on the test server. I'm not 100% certain, but mainly this is important for when it hits live. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, and so in the beginning, before we dove into 1.8, I mentioned that we have a lot of backend work in the update as well in the future, and now we will talk about those separately. So
Yes. So yes, so look, as everyone knows, since 1.7, we've kind of had some issues with performance. We've been listening to you guys about it, and we've been doing what we can to investigate it. So with 1.8, when we said at the start we wanted to focus on it being a service update, this is what we mean. So we know performance is paramount. You need good performance to be able to click hits. That's really what it comes down to. So we get it. So we've been digging into a couple of things. So in this instance, we're going to talk about the server performance side of things. So the first thing we've done, so there's three main things on the server side. So we've improved the way the server side interacts with the physicalized entities in the world. So when we say physicalized entities, we mean like the AI, the doors, the chains, the interactable objects. So essentially, we've made sure that the cost of processing these on the server has been reduced. We're hoping then that is going to take a bit more of a difference in terms of the server performance side of things. From there, then as well, we also looked into the idle AI improvements. So we noticed that the AI were the idle AI were actually spikes in performance on the server. So what we've done is that basically they were using far more resources than we needed them to or should have. So we've made some improvements to reduce that cost overall. So when they're idle. So one thing to kind of take from that is if they are idle, they may be ever so slightly slower in reacting.
Exactly. Sorry to just like so the legendary weapons are available on test server. I'll look for everyone. Just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Cool.
Yeah. Do you want to mention the third part of this?
Yeah. So one last thing is that there was a component that was actually going unused on the server side of things. This is tied into a system called Schematic, and basically we have removed this component. The reason being is that having it there could have actually been impacting the performance. So we've taken it out to see if it helps. So yeah, this is one of the bigger reasons as to why we need people on the test server this time around. With these, we need to make sure that they work and they actually do make a difference. And it can be very difficult to tell if we don't have large numbers of people playing at once on the test servers. So yeah. We'll continue with the rest of them, but I will probably end up repeating that several times around because it is quite important for us. Like we really did want to make sure that we put a focus on this update because of the problems that have been reported. So yeah, so like I said, the last thing was that component we removed, and that's it from the server side. So no, this is not the only things we're going to be doing. These are just the first steps. So that's it. That's it for this update, but we're going to be doing much more as each update progresses throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, obviously performance is very important to us, and like optimizing the game as much as we can. So we'll continue working on all the performance updates, PC and console as well, to give you the best possible experience. So
That's it. When it comes down to it, we want to make sure you all have the best possible experience. So this is one step in that direction, hopefully the right step. So the next side then was actually the client performance. So you guys might actually remember before the new year, we did a change in the way the game interacts with the Steam API. So we've dug deeper into that, and we noticed that we still needed some more work on it. So essentially, what was happening was the game was making several calls to, or a lot of calls to, some features in the Steam API every single frame. And from systems, this was actually pretty costly. So some of you noticed when you had certain aspects of Steam open or running in the background, it was decreasing performance overall for you. So we're hoping that with this change, we basically improved it so it's not doing that call every frame anymore. So hopefully, we're hoping that this should come with an increase in performance for many of you. Now, we know this is not the silver bullet that's going to solve all the performance issues. No, we know this. With that, we are adding some more tools to the game to actually help us dig into these performance issues a little bit further. So, and I think we have something on that.
nice.
So
lead up to that.
Yeah, I thought so too. Actually, I thought that was pretty nice. So, so some of the veterans, you might remember a thing called the lightweight profiler. And this was something that we had way back in the early days that we used to actually help with the specific performance related issues. So what it is that it's a beta branch that you enter into Steam and you start playing from that, and you play on the live servers as normal. Well, technically test at the moment. You play as normal, and what happens is that the game will record extra data about what's going on from a performance sense in the game log files and in another separate file that is there. So the reason that we've done this is because this is far more user-friendly. Some of you know we had been asking for things known as MTR captures before the new year to try and help us investigate these issues as well. And they were a little bit difficult to follow. If you got around to it, it was relatively simple once you kind of went through every step. But initially, once you looked at it, it was quite a daunting experience and kind of not really the best thing to do if you're not overly technical. So we wanted to bring a way that was far more friendly to you guys to be able to help us a little bit better. So yeah, one thing you'll notice is that it's very simple to set up. All of the details are like step by step are written out in the patch notes, and like we said, it's just activating a beta branch on the in Steam by pressing on the settings, properties, beta. And like I said, there's more information on Steam in the patch notes. And this will also come to the live servers. We have it on test, so by all means, I got the guys to activate it so that we could test it on test. So if you are one of those people that are still encountering performance issues, stutters, anything really that you feel is performance related, you can use this beta code. You have to enter it in before you start playing though, so make sure you do that. The game log files don't give us anything unless you relaunch the game while this code is activated. And then, yeah, what with the files, I've detailed exactly which files you need to get us, and you just send them over to us and we'll pass them on to the devs, and it will really, really help us a lot with our investigations. So Profiler is on test and also will come to live when 1.8 goes to the live servers.
Yeah, so to find the code for the beta branch, I've seen some people asking, just go to our patch notes on the Steam test servers right now, and there you'll be able to find the beta branch. You just have to add it if you're facing performance issues to the launch options, and then it will automatically activate itself on your session. So
yeah, once what happens is once you've entered the code, like, you know, and you click play, a little extra box will pop up and go, do you want to play Hunt Showdown or play Hunt Showdown beta branch or lightweight profiler, I think. So click on the lightweight profiler and then play. But one thing I will say, don't leave it running for too long. Okay, a game or two is perfect. It will gather a bit of data for us that we can actually dig into it further. But if you leave it running for a long, extended period of time, it can actually use up more resources on your PC and may actually cause performance issues on its own. So make sure that when you're using it, only do it for a game or two. exit hunt, turn it off, and go back to the normal version, and make sure then you send the files. So you can either reach out to us on the community management team, so myself or Benza or Ari or our Brazilian community manager, Leo, Chancellor, our Russian community manager, Ivan, and any of us will be happy to take them off your hands and pass them on to the devs for further investigation. So yeah, that's more details will be found in the patch notes. So.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, as Rick said, this is not stopping here. We're gonna work on performance in the future, and we'll also release more blogs, more videos as we go into your year regarding this. So as we said, please keep an eye out for those. We want to communicate way more in those formats as well.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot more in the future regarding these in more detail. And yeah, so we kind of closed off what was in 1.8, and now we'll start talking about early Q2. And just a heads up, guys, that it is not everything that's coming. This is just highlights, and obviously we are not able to tell you guys every detail and not show like images yet, but at least we want to highlight what is the path ahead of us. So, a new quest system.
Yes, so this is something that is going to be coming, like we said, early Q. We have a bunch of different things in the works, and one of them is a new quest system. So this is going to replace the daily and weekly challenges that we currently have. Some of you should know about them, but some of you might not, which is kind of the point. So we are currently in the process of working on a new system here. It is going to be basically, our hope is it's going to be a far more engaging system for everyone, give more engaging elements of progression to hunt and just your daily play sessions. So the way we're going to design it, it's going to have something for everyone, you know, which means that there'll be like quests in it for beginners to come to grips with like the core gameplay loop, quests aimed for more experience and hardcore players, and kind of everything in between, really, to be honest with you. So but the aim with it there is like we're going to add a system that gives you a little bit more freedom with the challenges that you actually undertake and want to focus on. With the daily and weekly challenges, you were kind of set something and you did it or you didn't, kind of thing. So this will kind of give you a little bit more freedom with it. And again, we'll have further updates. Like we'll also be expanding the system in the future as well, in tying it into other systems, and it's going to give us a lot more freedom as well in terms of bringing new content outside of live events and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for it. We can't go into much. We don't want anything to show on it right now. It's, you know, still everything is all in the works. And yeah, we really are looking forward to actually showing this off to you guys, because we're excited about where this is going to bring us, and what comes in early Q2 is going to be the groundwork for the future of this system. So we hope you like it.
Yeah, exactly. And as Rick said, this will be far more engaging than how we have it currently, because some of you don't even realize that there's challenges right now. It's kind of hard to find them, hard to know what you're even doing, and sometimes you just receive a random reward from them. So this will be way more fun and much better. So we can't wait to show you more about this. Very soon, actually. I mean, early Q2.
Well, soon we'll have to see exactly when, but soon is a good word to use.
Like early Q2, so not like very far away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we have something even cooler, maybe, but like similar level of coolness.
Okay. No, we can't take away from that. The quest system is awesome. It's gonna be amazing. But with the quest system, we're bringing something awesome too.
Exactly. It's together.
Yes, it's something that's they're gonna kind of come hand in hand, and the quest system is going to help us introduce the new AI variations as well. So yeah, so coming along with it, we have 2 new variations to the grunts, and you know, we like to mix it up a little bit. We guys have seen some of the previous variations that we've done with the prison grunts and the doctor grunts and everything like that. So we have another 2 coming up. One a little bit more different than the others. I don't want to give too much away, but both are going to be pretty cool additions. So we don't have photos to show you just yet. We want to save that for a little bit for another dev stream. And this is just kind of one of those things that we're looking to add a bit more variety into Hunt overall in terms of the AI. And this is just one of the steps that we're taking. So, you know, you can expect to potentially see a lot more coming in the future.
Yeah, it's so hard not to say anything about these, but
know.
there'll be a
I
lot
just
of
want
fun,
to-
and yeah, of
I
course.
really, really want to say it. It'll be
Same.
very, 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 very cool to know, but no, you guys are gonna have to wait. So
But you won't be disappointed, so just keep an eye out for the new AI variation as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And another big one. So
Yeah.
we have to thank you guys for this one. There was a bug in the game where the third-person animations were misaligned when standing, when crouching, with different weapons, with specific weapons. Actually, you guys brought it to our attention, and with the next update, actually after 1.8, we are going to fix it.
Yes, so it is due to come in 1.8.1, and again, we want to thank those who have created all the videos and everything like that, and like really brought it to our attention. There's some in particular ones, I believe from Huge, who did some, and they were passed along to us by many members of the community. So thank you very much, first off, for letting us know about this. And yeah, since we saw all of this, we've been working on aligning aligning it across all of the characters. So, and like Benson said, coming with update 1.8.1. So we're really looking forward to it. So thank you again, guys. Like, you know, we just want to say, we say it very often, your feedback is valuable to us, and you know, it may not always seem that way, but genuinely it is. Your feedback is what helps us fix and solve problems like this. Your feedback is what helps us bring in the client and server performance fixes, the map changes, the new content, and everything going forward. So genuinely, from everyone here, thank you very much for all of the feedback that you give us, and please keep it going by going onto the test server. See how I did that again? But now this isn't on the test server right now. This is going to be in a future update, but we are working hard on it. The animation guys are all over it, and yeah, you'll notice some changes coming very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna be a huge bug fix, so yeah,
big time,
a huge one.
And we just wanted to address that anyway, because we know it is something that has been bothering a lot of you for quite some time now. So yeah, there we have it.
Yeah, and these were the things we wanted to highlight for early Q2, but we have a few more topics to talk about and highlight for mid and late Q2, as well as early Q3 of the year. This is very important to highlight that these are just highlights. So this is not everything that's coming. These are just some things that we wanted to let you know about already and show you. So not everything, but some features and some cool stuff that we could mention already.
Yeah, we're working on refining the plan a lot more now at the moment, and it's just there are certain things that we know are coming in the works on and you know, generally on target. So we wanted to make sure that we could actually give you a little bit more information, because we know one of the reasons for this actually is because obviously taking down our roadmap last year, we want to start using these dev streams and blogs and videos as a much better way of communicating our roadmap. So this is not essentially a roadmap dev stream, but it is something that we want to start using, and we feel it's probably going to be a little bit better, because at least then we can talk about it with you guys live, and you know, it's not just a static page that unfortunately wasn't really working for us and wasn't really working well for the community. It was, you know, if we ever changed something on that, we ended up causing backlash, because you know, for many different reasons, and just having the static page wasn't doing us any favors. So what this opens us up and gives us a lot more freedom to be able to produce more content for you guys, to let you know about what's coming. It just opens up a bigger avenue of communication, rather than just, hey, go look at that static page that potentially hasn't been updated in a couple of weeks, or you know, anything like that. So this is going to be our new format for roadmap. I use that term loosely because you know, but for roadmap going forward. So yeah, we hope you we hope you like how we're doing this. We hope you like this stream and the way we're taking the streams going forward. Please, by all means, leave your feedback and give us your feedback on it, because it is very important. We want to make sure that these streams are good and valuable information for all of you, because that is the purpose. We want to talk to you and get more out there to you guys.
And definitely expect more of this kind of streams in the future as well. So we want to be talking to you guys about what is coming. We also want to talk about the issues, the hot topics in the community. That's why we decided to have these more open streams, as well as we mentioned many times, more videos where you can see all these topics, maybe even the deep dives into the audio, to the animations, like topics from the dev side, so you guys get a better idea how we work as a team, how features in Hunt work, and how we are working on upcoming things as well. So this is very important for us. And
I see someone mentioning something about the left side peaking, and it's something that we are looking at as well. I don't have any information to give on it at the moment, but I do know that it has been talked about. So again, no actual details, but at least wanted to make you guys aware of that. We do know you talk about it, and we are talking about it as well. So. But with that, anyway, I mean, look, let's get on. We'll have some Q&A at the end. I'm sure we can answer some of the questions that people have. So, but let's kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's kind of going to be coming towards kind of the end of summer-ish, that time period.
Yeah, so let's take a look at a few highlights from those. So one big topic is quality of life and UI improvements in the game.
Yeah, big time. So feedback, and one big point of feedback we have from all of you is the UI. We know that there's a lot of things that you guys have suggested and would like to see in our UI. So we have a couple of points that we're going to try and touch on towards the late Q2, early Q3. So some of the main points that we want to look at. So we want to look at the death screen and the team detail screen for one. So one of the things that the feedback we've gotten is that people want more information. After you've died, we want to make sure that we still keep that element of mystery throughout your entire game. But at the end of it, you should have more information. You should know what actually happened, not just from the damage you dealt or anything like that, but also the damage dealt to you. Well, I mean, sorry, not the damage dealt to you, but the damage you dealt, and other things that happened in and around the time of your death. And the same with the team details. So these are two things that we are currently working on. The UI guys are look to see exactly what they can do and how best they can work it. So this is something we wanted to talk about. It's like one thing we want to kind of try to make sure of is that we're adding a bit more fairness, at least to after a match. And one of those things that provides that kind of element of fairness and allows you to work on your strategies and the way you play is to have more details. So this is something that we want to work on for you. So it'll be improvements both to the death and team detail screen. I'm not sure if it's going to be an entirely new one. I don't believe so, but it'll just be an improvement on the current one that's there.
Yeah, and other than these two bigger changes, we are also planning changes to the equipment screen. So obviously when you're equipping your hunters, this should overall have a much better usability in the menus for you guys to understand how this works. A lot of improvements to be made there. So we are going to be changing this in the future as well. And obviously, as I can see it in the chat, the UI has been a big topic, and we are working on it. So this is one of our biggest focus for at least as the summer period,
within the next 6 months. You know, it's like we've said, the whole point of kind of while we're talking about this is a lot of the stuff coming up is about service, and UI is a part of that. So it's very important that we have a UI that everyone is happy with and uses and can use very well. So this will be the first steps that we take within the first 6 months of this year.
Exactly. And then there's actually a whole brand new feature. This will be very vague about because we cannot share anything, but I can already promise you that this is going to be a big one and it's very cool.
You guys are going to hate us for how vague we are. Seriously, you're going to hate us.
Yeah.
So basically, we have a brand new feature coming around the start of Q3. No specific dates or anything like that yet, but around that time. This feature is going to bring a brand new element of team play. And on top of that is going to double up as an anti-camping mechanic. And that is all I can say.
So we're looking forward to your guesses in the chats, on Reddit and everywhere. But
very much so.
Cannot say more.
No, we cannot give anything more than that. When we get closer to the time, we will have a dedicated stream to it, as it is something that we will be wanting to show off. But yeah, for now, brand new feature coming. Around Q the start of Q3. Not specific dates or anything like that yet, but around that time. This feature is going to bring a brand new element of team play. And on top of that is going to double up as an anti-camping mechanic. And that is all I can say. So we're looking forward to your guesses in the chat, on Reddit and everywhere. But no, we cannot give anything more than that. When we get closer to the time, we will have a dedicated stream to it, as it is something that we will be wanting to show off. New element of team play. Doubles as an anti-camping mechanic. Make of that what you will. Have fun.
Yeah, sorry for not saying more, but at least it keeps the suspense up to a bit, you know?
Yes, yeah. I mean, we can't tell you everything. You know, we have to keep you guys wanting more. So, you know, yeah, we'll let you guys know more closer to the time. But the next one,
It's
this
a
is
very
going
big
to, I think
topic.
chat is going nuts over this, if I'm honest. So we'll give them a second to kind of have
Yeah.
that moment of reading the title.
So as I actually seen it on the chat already earlier, asking about it.
Asking
So
questions
obviously
about
this
this,
has
so-
been a hot topic for a long time in the whole community for months, if not like year at this point. Asking about the ping limits, the topic of quote-unquote ping abuse, and the region locking players. So now we have a plan for this. It's not like completely finalized in every aspect, and we obviously can't tell you everything about it, but we can share a few parts of it already. So
Yes. So basically, the initial plan is to have some limitations for some people when playing out a region. So the main kind of focus with something like this is that we can ensure fairness in the matchups, you know, and we have seen that, you know, excessive ping can cause there to be some unfairness, and this is something that we want to work on. So with it's also, we have to be very careful as well, because we have a lot of players all around the world, and we want to make sure that all of our players can actually play. So with this system, we are going to make sure that at least one region will be available to everybody. And then as things go on, as Hunt grows and everything like that, we're also, you know, we could potentially even be looking to add more regions if that's the case. But, you know, the community needs to grow much bigger for that to be the case. But this is the thing. We know people have been asking us for so long, and like, yeah, it's something that we're currently working on. So we don't have any ins and outs, because we are still working on the actual plan of how to implement something like this. But we have been given the go ahead to say that this is something that is going to be coming, and something that we are actively working on. We want to make sure, like we said, we want to make sure we guys keep you informed. We know when this gets brought up. We don't say a whole lot because we have been discussing it. So this is us being upfront with you guys about it. We are going to be bringing in some sort of ping limit with a region lock.
yeah, we at least wanted to make you all aware that this is something that we are looking into heavily, and we will have a bunch more updates in the future regarding this. But yeah, we are looking into, and these are our plans. We want to make sure that it's fair. That's our key message there. We want to make it as fair as possible for everyone. So
yeah, definitely. So again, when we get closer to the time, and I mean, this is going to be like, you know, Q2, early Q3, we'll have a lot more details about it. We'll go into a far more detailed explanation of what's going to happen. So, yeah.
And as a last closing point for the highlights of our features that are coming is our progression rework.
Yep. So we've had, you know, a lot of feedback about the progression systems and everything like that. So we do have some planned changes to the progression systems in Hunt. So this will be everything, really, to be honest with you. And it's something that will, as well, with the quest system is another aspect of this. It's adding another element of progression. And this also includes the prestige system. So
yeah, I already see people like, oh, prestige as
Yeah.
well. That make me prestige. Yes, it will indeed include the whole prestige system as well. So it's gonna be a bigger rework of the overall progression in the game.
So yeah, you know, there's a lot we can do, and we're working on the plans for it now. So we don't have, again, with other stuff, we don't have specific details on it. But again, we know we want to use these streams to cover the hot topics, the things people are talking about regularly, and this is something we have seen come up quite a bit. So we want to let everybody know that this is something that is currently we're currently discussing internally and currently working on plans for going forward. So more info to come later.
Yeah, sadly also, as it like, we're still heavily working on this. We cannot share more at this moment, but just keep an eye out and we'll communicate as soon as we can, basically. So make sure to keep in touch. And with that, I think we arrived to our Q&A section, which is gonna be very important this time. So we'll try to obviously answer as many questions as we can from you guys right now. But also, if we are not able to answer some questions, we'll make sure to pass it to our other teams and to look into them. So we will come up with answers for you guys. So Ask anything you want, and we'll take notes, try to answer as much as we can, and also look into the questions that we cannot answer right now. So here's your chance, chat. Every platform, type it now, and.
Yep. While you're all typing the questions, and we'll ask the mods and Ari to gather as many as you can, we'll go over a couple that Ari has already questions that Ari has already sent our way. So the first thing that Ari said about was the roadmap. So like we explained a few minutes ago, this is something that we're going to be using, these blogs and videos and dev streams. This is going to be our roadmap going forward. We want to be able to set a realistic expectation for all of you. So we feel that this video formats, blogs like this that are based on these videos are the best way to do it. So yeah, that's really that. I hope that addresses that. So the page that we used to have, that is not coming back. I will say it straight out. The page that we had on the website for the roadmap is no longer coming back. So everything is going to be relayed through our blogs, our videos, and our dev streams like this.
Yeah, so I've seen a question related to the Cain changes, asking about other skins like the Headsman or Reptilian being reworked. And I think Rick mentioned earlier that we are looking into other skins as well that needs a touch-up. We can just say which ones, but be assured that overall we are trying to ensure that all the skins are fair. So every skin where you may have complained about already, we'll look into, and this is also through our upcoming skins that are coming up. So we'll try to keep it consistent and fair. And obviously, whenever if there's something that we thought would be okay and you guys give us feedback, we can still always go back to them and change them after. So just let us know always. But yeah, this is something we are already working on actually. So
yeah. Yeah, just to kind of continue through the questions, someone asked, is the extract moved at Cyprus? I don't believe the extract is moved at Cyprus. I don't see it in the notes. So my understanding, no, it is not. We've done some other things, one of the next questions is actually about the changes that affected trials. We have updated the AI spawn points and for trials tied to Cypress huts, so that is something that should help, and I believe the same for potentially some of the other compounds as well. So just to kind of cover a couple of quick questions that I had there.
Yeah, I see a lot of questions about the 2D replay. So this is something that we still want to do, but it will be later down the line. Obviously, we'll let you know when we are closer to it, but it's still something that is planned. We still want to do it, but it basically will be a bit later.
It's going to take some time. Yeah, it's going to take some time. There's a lot of things that we would love to be able to just kind of snap our fingers and introduce and bring. We've talked about many things like that, like custom servers and things like that over the years, of things that we would just love to absolutely bring, but the work involved is quite significant, and currently would end up taking people away from other things that are what we would kind of consider are more important. But on the topic of that, about people, we actually do have quite a number of open positions in Crytek at the moment. So if there's any of you there, I might as well throw it in. I know the bosses will appreciate it, but if there's any developers or anyone that has an interest in game development or has experience in game development, by all means head over to crytek.com/careers and check out our open positions. We not only for Hunt but also for CryEngine and for the Crisis 4 working title. So by all means, there we go. There is the career site. Thank you, Ari, very much. Really, really appreciate it. And Sigismund rating us for a Q&A section, so we'll have a bunch more people who can ask us questions.
Yeah, I've seen a question about DLSS support. Sure. So this question we answered a few times. So yeah, we are looking into what we can do with it, as well as the AMD variant of that. I always forget the name of that feature, so sorry for that. But this is something we are looking into, but it takes a lot of technical work, and it's quite hard to implement to an already working game. So again, this will, if it comes, it will be something that will take some time for us to add. FSR, thank you, chat.
Yes, yeah. Cool. So somebody else asked as well, will Mr. Shari be going away? The answer to that is no. Mr. Shari has a bit of a story behind him. and that's something that we will be going into very soon. We don't want to give too much away now. But yeah, no, Mr. Cherry is going to be here for a bit. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So keep an eye on what's going to be happening with him. I think everyone is going to be pleasantly surprised with what's coming. So
I just want to quickly answer a question I seen. So some people are worried that they won't be able to play after we do regional limitations. But as we mentioned earlier, we know that there are players in regions of the world where we do not have servers, and we want to ensure that those people at least have one option to play it still. So you won't be logged out of the game after the changes. There will be always one server region available for you, probably the closest to you anyway. So you can always play.
Yeah, we want to kind of make we want to make a point of fairness, but also a point of that everyone can play. That will be our focus with this. So we will make sure to try to balance it as carefully as possible. And I mean, it won't be one of those systems that we just put in and that's it, tough. We will continue to do other things about it. I just actually, before we continue with any other of the questions, that there's always the couple of 3 topics that actually come up quite a lot, and that's the hit reg, desync, and kill traits. And we don't have any specific details to provide right now. I have something I can say about them, but nothing that is probably going to be overly substantial for you. But it's just to keep you guys aware of the fact that it is still something we are looking into. So in terms of hit reg, we are still investigating. We have a lot of data to go through in terms of what's going on that side of things. I can't really say much more other than that. We're still going through a data analysis on what's going on, and we will try and give some updates on that in the very, very near future. The same goes for desync. It's also something that we are looking into as well, and looking to see if we have ways that we can try to reduce it. Again, working in progress, currently being analyzed. And finally, with kill trades, so I do have a tiny bit of news with kill trades. So we know that people have been feeling that that window is a bit too big, so we are looking at actually making some adjustments to the kill trade window. I don't have the specifics on how much of an adjustment we will be making, but we will be reducing that window that's there, so that it should hopefully improve the whole situation around kill trades. Still something work in progress that we're looking at, but at least I wanted to at least give you guys some idea on where we stand on those topics as well.
Yeah, so especially from YouTube, I see a lot of questions regarding console upgrades to next gen or this gen. I have no idea what you call them anymore.
Current gen.
PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X are current gen, and the other ones are last gen. So yes. So actually, on that console, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Also console guys, don't worry, we haven't forgot about you. Okay, we've got some love coming your way too. I don't have a huge amount of details as well, but I do know that we have been talking. We know that a lot of you have been asking for a current gen update, and it is something that we are looking into. Like I said, I don't have the specifics, but we're definitely looking into it and seeing exactly what it's going to take and what needs to be done to try and make it a thing. On the last gen side of things, so we said it at the end of last year, we do want to improve the performance on that in terms of the frame rate and the frame rate stability. So one thing we're going to be looking at is trying to make sure that we get a consistent 30 FPS across the board on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So yeah, that's the information we have. We are definitely looking at it. We also know that like there's some kind of quality of life things with bugs and stuff like that. We're also looking into them. Myself and the moderators on our Discord are currently working on gathering as many of these as we can from you guys, so that we can try and get some stuff sorted. And as well, yeah, we're just gonna be looking at overall trying to make a better experience for everybody on all platforms. So console guys, don't worry, we haven't forgot you. Okay, we'll definitely have some stuff coming your way this year as well. Hopefully this year. So keep an eye. When we have more updates, we'll definitely be able to tell you much more information.
Someone has a very important question. If anyone got the bet hand yet, I would just say let the chat answer, and if you got bet hand, just write a plus in the chat, so whoever asked it knows the answer. But yeah, we did see multiple players having bad hand already, so it's possible.
Yes, yes, it is possible to get bad hand. One of our moderators got bad hand a couple of days ago, so I do know it is possible. I haven't gotten it yet. So yes, you definitely can get it. So yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
just
yeah,
tying it to that question as well, because I've seen asked as well. So Mr. Cherry is not even going away from that part of the game. You will still be able to offer to him. It was not tied to an event, guys. It is like part of the game now, so it won't go away, and you will still be able to get the legendary hunter.
Yeah, Dark Tribute is not going anywhere. If anything, we'll probably just end up adding more to it over time. It's an awesome system. That's something that we're seeing has actually, you know, it's been helping. It's giving something people something to work towards. And yeah, it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So we're definitely going to be developing that along with, you know, quest system and everything we mentioned earlier on. So yeah. So I'm going to go over and have a look at some questions. So people are asking when 1.8 is out. So the current plan is for next week. We need to have it on test server for a little bit just so we can get the appropriate testing in, but that is the current plan. We'll let you guys know on the social channels, so make sure you follow.
Yeah, obviously it always depends on how the quest testing goes. If there's a lot of issues, then it comes later a bit, but if everything goes smooth and we're able to resolve the issues you find, then it comes quicker. So it's planned for next week, but you know, like, we can never say an exact date on those.
Yeah, things can change. So we need to see how the test goes. That's why it's very, very important that you guys actually get on test and try it out and give us your feedback and make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to work. Very, very important to us. So please, if you do get the chance, we would really, really appreciate it. So to move on to another question, trials coming back with DeSalle. So the thing with trials is we feel that there are some things that are a bit more important at the moment, like the things we have mentioned throughout the stream. Trials has been put on the back for the time being. It is something that will come. It's just not something that you are going to see, at least for sure, within the next 6 months. Sorry for rubbing my eye there. So just so you guys are aware of that. Do we have plans for new AI and non-boss monster AI and boss monsters? So yes, we as we said, we have plans at least for variations of the existing AI. I believe there's always some conversations going on about possible new ones, but I don't have any details to share about a specific new one that is going to be coming anytime soon. I can say that we have started the very early planning phase towards a possible new boss. So don't get too excited. It's
a big word, yeah.
It's early stages, but at least something that we are looking at the moment as well. So and then I would say we can try to do a couple of more.
I see a lot about Linux support, but I don't think we can answer that.
We've brought it up. It is something I've seen within the Steam community and on Reddit and in the streams as well. So it is something that I have actually brought up to the team. So we will have a look into it and see. We're not really 100% sure on what more we can say other than that, but at least know that the feedback you guys have given us, we have been listening. We have taken it on board. We have passed it on. So hopefully we can let you know in the future. But for now, no details.
We answered a lot of questions.
Yeah, we have covered quite a lot, and I want to make sure that we actually have some for some future videos and dev streams and shorts on YouTube and everything like that. So I see someone again. So just a quick one: hardcore mode still something that we have on the cards. It possibly could be a bit while off as well, but it is something that we still have there as one of the things we would like to introduce. No details as of yet.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch about in-game weapon inspection. I can answer this as well. So this is also some like a really cool feature that we would love in the game, but obviously it's wouldn't be high up on the priority. So if it comes, it will come much later on because there's so many like more important things that we want to add. And as we highlighted to you guys already, there's a bunch of stuff already planned for this year. So if something like that comes, don't expect it soon, basically.
Yeah. So I'll say hello to the little guest here poking her head. So now the dev stream has turned into a cat stream. But
As
yeah,
always.
so that's I would say we have a bunch of questions that Ari has been kind enough to keep for us there. And we'll make sure that keep it go back through the chat after the stream. But I think we can probably leave it at that. I think this turned out a little bit longer than we expected, Bence.
Yeah, exactly. That was quite
I
long.
didn't think it was going to go this long, but it's been great. So thank you all for everyone that's been sticking with us for the whole lot. We hope the information that we have provided is useful to you and lets you know about what's happening in the future.
Yeah, and a few things more that, like, obviously let us know how you like this format and this sort of updates from us as well, because obviously if you love it, we'll do more in the future for sure. Few other highlights, obviously they came from Salem. DLC is out since the 8th, I believe, so make sure to check that out if you like Witch Hunters. Quite cool DLC, available on all platforms, so consoles, PC as well. Really cool one. And we also have a bunch of new merch in the merch store, so check out our Amazon store. We have merch for the event, the anniversary, and all the time we have new stuff for ongoing things in the game, so check that out, especially the 4 years of Hunt, because that's like limited time. It was our anniversary month. We're still celebrating it.
Holy crap.
So
I can't believe we've been here for 4 years, Bence. It's crazy.
Yeah. We got old.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, we have gotten old. It's been awesome, but it's been crazy, you know. And actually, on the note of 4 years, we just want to say thank you to everybody that has been with us throughout these 4 years. We really, really appreciate your support. We know it hasn't always been easy, but we're super proud of the community we've grown, and we're super proud of the game that what the game has grown into over this time. And we just want to kind of reiterate that, guys. It's very important that you know that your feedback helps us shape how we develop the game. So from everyone here, thank you very much for everything you've done for us over the last few years. And we hope you're going to stay with us for a few more years, because we have lots more planned. Lots more. We ain't going anywhere anytime soon, I can assure you of that. So yeah, that's it for, I think that's it for today. So keep an eye out for on our chats. Go play test server. Test server playing is very important this week. Very important this week, and to anyone who decided to turn me saying test server into a drinking game, I'm very, very sorry for your.
They are not watching anymore, Rick. I'm sorry. They're already asleep probably.
Clip this for the guys later. So
Yeah.
you know, very sorry for the hangover that this is going to cause, but.
Yeah, the last thing, check out the Beauty of Hunt. That will be available right after the stream, basically, in a few minutes. So check out the awesome trailer our creative service team made, because Hunt is beautiful. So
It is.
With that, I think we can maybe show the video and go
the video once more. We might
yeah.
as well. We might as well.
Yeah, so again,
Everyone
Rick,
go
thank
on.
you for joining. It was a lot of fun talking about all the updates with you today.
Yeah, I was really happy to be able to share so much today. It's been really awesome. So thank you for having me on with you, and thank you as well for helping me out with explaining everything to everybody. So yeah, I think you'll be definitely seeing a lot more of the two of us going forward anyway. And like we said, we have an event stream coming up, and we'll have regular streams like this. So make sure you keep all your guys coming. If you want to give us feedback, you can do so in all the usual places, in Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere. And of course, the official Crytek Discord. Don't
And
forget.
smash that subscribe button and the bell.
Yes, we need the bell icon and like, subscribe, you know.
Yeah.
Follow for notifications. But yeah.
Thank you guys again. We wish you all a great night. Watch the trailer once again with us, and we are out. So goodbye, everyone.
Later, folks. Happy hunting.